So what you're about to do here is, I feel like it's got to be rare in that you are about to perform a song that as we've established, is inspired by Miriam Toews, and she's right here in front of you. How do you feel about that?
I am so thrilled to be with her today. I read her book in the Allegheny Mountains 2.5, 3 weeks ago.
All My Puny Sorrows?
Oh my God, yeah. And I was truly moved by it, and I loved every minute of it. I feel great. You know, the song that I'm going to do is called Beautiful Scars. I just put an album out called Beautiful Scars that I recorded a year ago, but I never had a song to put with the title. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel that that's a big deal, really. I took a stab at this song for Blackie and the Rodeo Kings, and it wasn't until I read this book that it found its way to me. The funny thing is about writing a song a year after you did a record, I even though my album is called Beautiful Scars, I think Led Zeppelin, they did Houses of the Holy, and they put the album out, and then they didn't put the song Houses of the Holy out until Physical Graffiti, for those Led Zeppelin fans that I know are out there. So this is like Houses of the Holy.
All right. I'm going to get you to make your way to the place where you need to be to perform this. And while you're heading over there, Tom, I want to ask Miriam, just before we hear this tune, you know, it's sort of typical for writers to be inspired by writers and musicians to be inspired by musicians. You guys have spoken a little bit about that cross-pollination, but I wanted to get your thoughts of the advantages of doing that. I mean, you say that you draw on music partly because you always dreamed of being a musician yourself, but I mean, as a writer, what do you think are the advantages of looking outside your own art form for inspiration?
It just keeps the mind, the heart, the soul fresh when you're writing, to have all of those influences coming in. I mean, the challenge is obviously to take them and twist them around, braid them, in the most effective way, but I mean, to have the influences from music, from film, from life, from dialogues, that you've conversations from people, from the world, everything is material. And I think, just to sort of allude to what Tom was saying, that's what art is. Like, we take from everything, every experience. And for me, music, like, truly, and I'm not being disingenuous here, truly is the purest art form. There's something so I don't even know how to articulate it, but something from the gut, some visceral kind of thing that musicians can do, and the rest of us can feed off in really, really, really cool ways.
That's interesting. You think that's the purest art form?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's true that, when I've known this from, you'll be spend your day inside in a small, dark room with like a coffee cup bubbling with mold and a chewed over pencil, working on your manuscript. That's writing. And then you'll leave the house, walk down the street, and then there's an amp turned to 10, a drum set, people crowded into a small room, and all of a sudden it's loud, it's social, and it's alive. And I think what we're sort of trying to do is find the place kind of between those two spots, in the middle somehow. And I also should say, one of the things about, I think, what's going to happen tomorrow and what's going to happen here today is us being very honest about the fact that we steal from everything and everyone, right?
Steal like an artist.
Listen, it's kind of an elegant way of talking about thievery, basically, and just being kind of open about that, but it's partly that too.
I love it. All right, we got to get to this song. Tom, we're putting you on the spot here. The brand new song inspired by the work of Miriam Toews. It is called Beautiful Scars. This is Tom Wilson. You guys ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Tom Wilson with Greg Briscoe on the grand piano, playing Beautiful Scars for the first time ever here in Studio Q.
Since you've been gone, I've been selling all your clothes. I needed money, honey. Cause I can't go back where I came from, with this needle sticking in my arm. I've got beautiful scars. And every night I look from star to star, 3,000 miles through these empty bars, till I end up sleeping out in my car, and the moon shines off my beautiful scar. Yeah, the moon shines off my beautiful scar. Tonight I take those rails back home north past Winnipeg, chain me to the engine, and I'll wear this train out like my crown, over burning bridges and broken towns, past your beautiful scars. And every night I look from star to star, 3,000 miles through these empty bars, till I end up sleeping out in my car, and the moon shines off my beautiful scars. Yeah, the moon shines off my beautiful scars. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That was Beautiful Scars. That was Tom Wilson playing a brand new song for the first time, performing it for the first time, a song he wrote for the Torn from the Pages series. You heard Greg Briscoe on the piano. That tune was inspired by the writing of Miriam Toews, who is sitting here, as am I, with tears in her eyes. That was extraordinary.
Yeah,
how are you feeling?
Thanks. That was well, Jesus, I don't know what I can do other than cry. It's beautiful. It was really beautiful, and it's just amazing. But it's just beautiful. Thanks.
It's just because of everything we heard about going into that song and knowing your work and what it's about, and the as you've been described so often, the intersection of tragedy and beauty. That was it right there. It just felt like it resonated more.
One thing, or did that make you think of?
Oh, it made me think of a lot. It made me think of a lot of things, and it made me think again of what I was saying just before about the power of music. I mean, and the way that it just hits you, right? It just it's just a stabbing emotional experience. And that's why I would prefer to be a musician, so that I could do what Tom does.
There's still plenty of time there.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
What was your reaction, Dave, having kind of pulled all this together?
It's well, I expected nothing less from Tom, to be honest, and yeah, it's beautiful, and just the elements in the song obviously is set in Winnipeg, which is as such a strong character in Miriam's work, and I think sort of people not in Canada writing about places in Canada they're not from is a heavy and powerful and beautiful force, and that sort of thing didn't happen in our country, especially in music, for years and years and years and years, and now we're able to do that, and I think that's amazing. And I do think that it's. I'm glad Miriam got her tears out of the way now, so she can.
I was going to say
you
better
bring there are many more where these came from.
handkerchiefs tomorrow night,
endless
lady.
deluge of
Yeah.
I will bring many. Yeah. Wow.
Tom, you're hiding out over there. You really gave it your all there. That was extraordinary. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I'm completely moved. I didn't. Well, in my dream, I thought that Miriam would cry, but I didn't.
Oh, you so nailed it, my friend.
You just don't know about work. It's once again, I'm not the bravest man by any means, but there's a certain. You put a certain part of yourself out there that is up for test, but you have to lead with your heart, and I feel that as artists, everyone around this table today leads with their heart, which is why they're able to communicate so well.
Beautifully done. I hope you feel very proud, Tom, and everybody.